Here I sit waiting again, and nobody will tell the truth. Nobody will arrest the criminals. Clark County Police will not arrest the Clark County Police. Clark County Police just keep letting me go around with people pretending like they're going to tell the truth. And then I see people upset when I drive by a certain location. They're pretending they don't want to tell the truth. Now, Dream Theater made this album about hypnotism because they brought Dream Theater by Alcatel to meet me, and they knew I was going to be hypnotized by the FBI. I knew it.
Wix gives you the
Why
power
is
of
it
AI
it's okay
to build the
torture a
website you
man
need.
in front of the world, but you will not arrest criminals?
Close your eyes and begin to relax. Take a deep breath.
Now, my question at this moment is 9/11 fake or is it real? Because I don't think it really happened, but I know we really had a war in Afghanistan. There's people with missing arms and legs who went to a war. At least that's what they say. I believe it's true. It was true. I believe we really went to a war, and we had a war because people didn't want to tell the truth about faking my daughter's death and having me hypnotized by the FBI in Plano, Texas. 9/11, I believe it's fake. Can't prove it because nobody will tell the truth. Cory Butler, are you a terrorist? Chris Christian, are you a terrorist? Carter County Police, are you terrorists? Dream Theater, are you terrorists? Are you terrorists? Did you know about 9/11? Not stop it and then let it happen and try to cover it up by letting me go get hypnotized and brainwashed and sent to Intel Corporation be murdered by alcohol poisoning by faking my daughter's death. The person in this house, McKinney, Texas, right here, he called himself Joe Nunez. It's Jose Nunez. She called herself Connie Nunez. It's Maria Connie Nunez. They had two daughters. Can't think of their names. Anyway, he told me back in right before I got, he wasn't my friend. He pretended to be my friend. He's not my friend. But he told me everyone knows McKinney, Texas is the reason that the Twin Towers came down. That's what this man at this house said. Everyone knows McKinney, Texas is responsible for the Twin Towers coming down. He also told me the real Twin Towers were in Denton, Texas at the Women's College. That's what he told me. This man.
We ask that you please remain standing and join the Mariners, Rockies, and Major League Baseball as we remember those who lost their lives or loved ones on September 11th, 2001. We pay tribute to them and to the men and women who serve our country, and we honor a pledge made 14 years ago today we shall never forget. Please join us as we observe a moment of silence.
Good, how are you?
If you want to measure the price of progress in Afghanistan,
Good to meet you.
there's no better place than the surgical ward at Bethesda Naval Hospital.
I was just sitting in the sand and I was kind of digging around trying to find my left leg and I couldn't find it.
It's been 1 month since Marine Sergeant Thomas Humphrey stepped on a mine in southern Afghanistan. He lost the right leg below the knee, but doctors managed to save that left leg he couldn't find.
Then the real beauty is this guy over here.
Wow.
They basically, it's kind of disgusting.
The attacks of September 11th have generated a lot of crazy theories over the years, but the strangest to me are the ones that claim that the tragedy was predicted in various music albums. These range from interpreting the lyrics a certain way to the album art alluding to the attacks, and in one blatant case, a cover depicting the Twin Towers blowing up. Up next, we have System of a Down with their second album, Toxicity, originally released on September 4th, 2001. Now, it's hard to pinpoint where this theory came from, but I found a 2009 post on the website Fluther. The user Darbio16 poses the question, did this album predict 9/11, and then lists 5 pieces of evidence, starting with the record label featuring an upside-down American flag. Other evidence included the fact that the album was released a week before the attacks. The lyrics to the song Jet Pilot are reminiscent of 9/11. The song ATWA is based on the terrorist Ali Atwa, who tried to hijack a plane. And lastly, 3 of the songs on the album refer to air travel, including the 2 I already mentioned, and the third being the song Aerials. So in 1997, Michael Jackson released a remix album titled Blood on the Dance Floor. And while it was seen as a commercial disappointment at the time, it was only after the attacks that people saw the cover as a prediction of 9/11. So if we look at the cover, Michael is dancing in front of a generic cityscape with one of the buildings bearing a resemblance to the Twin Towers. Now, if you look at his arms as if they're an analog clock, he is pointing to 9 and 11. Others believe he is pointing to the time of the first attack. Either way, his pose is seen as a warning of the attacks. And this seems pretty far-fetched in my opinion. However, what is fascinating is that years later, his brother Jermaine claims that Michael was supposed to be in the World Trade Center the morning of the attacks. He missed his meeting because he had stayed up too late the night before and overslept. But that is just so crazy. All right, moving on to the third live album by the progressive metal band Dream Theater, we have Live Scenes from New York. And this was originally released, and I kid you not, on September 11th, 2001. The cover art depicts an apple wrapped in barbed wire and the New York City skyline in flames. Supposedly, this was in reference to the band's 1992 album. The next day, on September 12th, the drummer wrote a statement on the band's website. He wanted to make it explicitly clear that it was all an unfortunate coincidence. He also added that they were in talks with their record label about replacing the cover art, which they eventually did in October of that year.